I share greetings and goodwill to you all once again, my fellow men and women the world over. Yes, you don't know that it is yours truly, I, the mystic philosopher, and I'm back at you again with part 8, the continuation of my series of talks titled The Dangers of Big Belly, aka Fat Belly, Visceral Fat Belly, Big Gut, Love Handles, Tubes, etc. And not only am I here to help point out and to highlight the dangers, or if you prefer, the very serious health risk of visceral fat, aka big belly fat, but I also have a possible solution, an excellent and an all-natural health product to recommend for whosoever will to get rid of it. So by now, part 8 of this my series, and if you have been listening to my previous episodes, then we all know, or at the very least, we all should know and understand some of the dangers of big belly, fat belly, big gut, especially one that is caused by or one that is inhabited by excess visceral fat. We all know, or we all should know and understand, that big belly fat and visceral fat are not the same. And that when they are in excess in our body, that they are both dangerous to our health. However, one is far more dangerous to our health than the other. The excess fat that is stored under our belly skin and sometimes even forming tubes around our gut or around our belly or stomach, etc., is called subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat. Unlike belly fat and stomach fat, visceral fat is stored deep within our body, and with the right amount has its proper function there. Now, remember I told you earlier that excess of anything, excess of something, or excess of everything is good for nothing. And so excess subcutaneous fat is definitely not good. But the most dangerous of all these two fats, subcutaneous fat and visceral fat, especially when they are in excess, is visceral fat. And why? It is because it is located deep within our body and thus surround our major internal organs. Organs such as our liver, our intestines, stomach, etc. And when in excess, it can and it does cause an array of life-threatening diseases. And should we choose not to get rid of the excess of both of these fats, subcutaneous and visceral fat, but particularly visceral fat, which I also call internal fat, in time it will, and please note, not that it may, but that it will eventually cause very serious health issues and potentially our own lives. It will cause death, our own death. Another very important fact that I have learned from a website called webmd.com is that even though some of us may have modeled a very flat or a lean stomach, lean with maybe even a 6-pack or possibly a 12-pack, you name it, and possibly look like the symbol of health. Though we may look the symbol of health, that still does not mean that we might not possibly have excess visceral fat and is at risk. And I quote from the website, "It's also possible you could have a flat stomach and little fat you can see and still have visceral fat inside you," unquote. So my research for more information on the dangers of big belly and subcutaneous fat and visceral fat, I have identified at least 12 well-documented examples of the various diseases that are caused by big belly, and especially big belly with excess visceral fat. And in the interest of time, today I will only mention one. And that one, number one, is what? Heart disease. Whether we like it or not, or whether my presentation of these facts are to your liking or not, or whether you like my presentation style, my voice, or my frankness or not, you name it or you name them. But the record and the evidence have shown and proved that if we have a big gut or a big belly, especially one that is caused by or one that is inhabited by excess visceral fat, and worst, if we are not doing anything about it or doing what it may take to first reduce it and then get rid of it, the record and the evidence have shown and proved that we are at risk of having some form of heart disease. And activated common sense alone should tell us or should affirm that when the heart is diseased, that is our overall health and well-being is directly affected. But thanks to the amazing fat burning product that I am sharing and recommending to you on my website, the Mystic P, themysticp.com, just like mine, your visceral fat can be dissolved daily as well. You can feel it, you can see it, and you can measure it, and you will know it. I hereby ask that you please visit my website, themysticp.com, to watch, listen, and learn more from the experts, the scientists, the healthcare and medical professionals or practitioners about the dangers of visceral fat, aka big belly, etc. And also to purchase the amazing hop extract fat burning product called Fix to aid you in getting rid of it safely and naturally. Please stay tuned for the continuation in part 9. Thanks for listening. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say.